This should not have been a romance book. Let me tell you why. This book has pretty high ratings, and I understand why, but I didn't like it that much. Granted, it got a 3, I didn't hate it, but it did feel like it was too big for its britches. This is my first book by Ruby Landers. I see that name a lot, but I did not read the summary before I started this book, so I had no idea what was happening going into it. The main character, Ollie, completely forget about her. She's not important. Laura, though, man. I'm gonna assert my dominance by holding this screwdriver. Here's the thing with Laura. She does not deserve to be in a romance book. I mean, she does. She deserves romance in her life, but the story around her is so much bigger than whatever happened here. And I don't know if this is a good thing that should stay this way, or if it just means that we need to branch out. Because I understand bringing these topics to romance books, but they could so easily be in other books of their own. But if they were, would we read them? Like, this brings me back to Imogen. What is actually the name of that book? Imogen, obviously. So that book had like a really strong theme of queer gatekeeping, and it's a super important topic, but because it's in a romance novel, like, it kind of just is like an afterthought for the reader. Maybe not for the author, but for the reader, you're like, okay, cute romance. Also, really thought-provoking storyline going on here. And that's the same thing with this book. There's a romance going on here, but threaded throughout it is like a really poignant commentary on abuse and also perception. Because we have Laura being basically a vigilante revenger for women's rights in their relationships. But on the flip side, because of this, she's also willing to take on the burden of being the villain, which I love as a villain story. Like, yes, tragic backstories I'm so over them. But a villain taking on the responsibility and accepting that's who they are and how they're going to be perceived, I think that's great. Because they're not psychopath, and they use their tragic backstory for good. But because of that, I think it split the story. Because there was times where you're reading this book and just randomly new characters get introduced and are told in the POV of that character for like one chapter, and then they're gone. And it's supposed to be the commentary on what the people in the community think about Lara. And I think we should have leaned into that harder. Mostly because I didn't care about the romance at all. This is actually a review that I come out of the review thinking that I liked it more than I gave it at the beginning. Crazy.